Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. And just know, well, first, hi, hello. Yeah, let me not be so rude. Again, Handicapable Black Woman. I talk about tons of different things, or I will be talking a lot about different variety of things in the near future, especially. But since I took a long break because the job, I love my job, but sometimes I just wonder if you're paying for an education, shouldn't you care about your education? So, and I don't know, let's just say one day I'm gonna vent so hard and verbally drag some people. But it's just amazing and surprising with how determined some people are with with doing absolutely nothing. And then they turn around and blame the educator. And now these are like young adults. They're adults, but their brains aren't fully developed, so then they get away with so many things, and then they look up ways to, like, okay, I'm gonna save it, but just now, like, teaching young adults is infuriating because they still have the childlike um tendencies, and at the same time it's like they want to threaten with their parents or who they are and everything, but then at the same time they want their independence, or they want me to treat them like an adult. It's really odd and confusing, and like I said, infuriating. And I know some people who have told me that's why they teach the way they do. They teach in a way where it's the same mundane thing. For like one professor, he's taught for 20 years and he says he teaches the same exact thing. I'm advertising and marketing. Like, no, no, I can't. No, I can't do that. It's like I need to change it up like, and that's the thing. I put so many hours in my classes because I love when students who have taken my classes in two different semesters, they come together and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you did that project. Oh my gosh, you got to study that." Oh, it's like, "Oh, remember, like, one semester we talked about a business before they shut down, and then the next semester we talked about it shutting down and why." And I don't know. It's just I love that feeling when it's like now students are able to not only learn, but they're learning how to learn and brainstorm. Because that's one skill that a lot of people, especially within our next generations, they have a lack of, is brainstorming and developing their own thoughts and ideas. Creativity, oh my God, like, okay, let's just say, don't be scared to be a kid or be like a kid. Okay, I got to be careful nowadays because some of these people, don't be scared to be like a kid. Don't be scared to be imaginative. And I mean, look at the clouds and, like, just what is it shaped like? That's a simple way to start. And you know what? With the Handicapable Black Nerd channel, that might be one of my first exercises. Is I'm gonna show some depictions of clouds, and I'm gonna do each one, but I'm gonna ask you guys to do it as well. Because yeah, when it comes to imagination, it's disappearing, and it's depressing because one quick example before I get into my topic. I had a candle assignment for my students where it's like, since we just had the solar eclipse and everything, it was like it doesn't happen that often where it's going to be like right in our state, or in like not in our state but in our area, where it was like Michigan, Ohio, and just like that area where it's going to be that close. I think it was like Texas or Florida. It's like some of the southern states where it lined up so perfectly for like 8 to 40 seconds or whatever, and it was absolutely beautiful. So with since that, like with astrology and everything like that, I told the students to create a candle based off of your birth month. And I was like, you don't have to do it astrology wise, because I have some people who are highly religious who think astrology is a sin and everything like that. So I'm just like, you know what? You got a birthday. You got a birth month. So create a candle based off of your birth month. And so it's like if your birth month is July, think summer. It's like it doesn't have you don't have to look up the astrological things. You could think of the season and or the foods and just or maybe your favorite event during that month and stuff like that. And there was one student who I believe, okay, I'm not going to say it because then that's going to say your birth month. And I've got some students who they said they're going to listen to my channel. So that I don't want them looking up whose birthday's in this month. But this student looked up a candle that was based off of that month and literally read it off. They read it off the website. And it's like the students had like, I think, I think actually a half hour. I was going to say 20 minutes, but I'm like, no, I think I gave them a half hour. And it's like, I, it was just really infuriating and heartbreaking because it's supposed to be just kind of like a fun activity where you express yourself and you design it. And at the same time, like afterwards, we were going to come up with a name for the candle and even either a logo or commercial and things like that based off of each birthday candle. So I thought that would be a fun way to get to know each other and talk. Like with all my exercises, I want the students to come together and be creative and bond and stuff. And oh, less like half the class doesn't want to do it whatsoever, or they just feel like, I'll let you guys do the work or whatever, and they lay their head down, or they're playing games on their phone, or they're one student kept texting that they're stuck with Professor Cripple. Yeah, yeah. How to make your professor feel welcomed, right? But anyway, but this topic is based off of marketing and advertising. And I'm going to be doing a lot of advertising and marketing talk on the Nerd channel. And yes, I keep saying I'm going to start it off soon, but I've only had like a couple episodes, period. But if you listen to the last few episodes of the Handicapable Black Nerd channel and you learn my story and stuff, it's been a rough 2024, especially with just disability life. If you don't understand disability life, and on top of disability life, trying to get your life back together after not being diagnosed for over 35 years, yeah, it sucks. And then I'm trying to finish my novel, or at least my first novel, and I have 3 other novels that I'm trying to produce, and I also have my children's books and activity books and greeting cards and yeah, so but anyways, I I'm going to get back to it. But okay. Let's get down and dirty on the topic, and I'm already at the 9-minute mark. Oops, my bad. But I had to let that out. Okay. So, this is about marketing and advertising. There's going to be a part 2. But anyway, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I promise. I promise it'll be worth it. So, I was a promotional model for over 10 years. And I want to say 12 to 14, but I know it was over 10 years. And I promoted for so many different companies. I worked for over 50 different promotional companies. and everything from banks and toys. Oh my gosh, the Toys R Us promos, or I miss Toys R Us. But oh my gosh, working in the Toys R Us promos are so much fun. And that's another reason we need toys. We need to play with things that are not electronic. And it's like, because I remember, I think there was, I mean, you had batteries in the dinosaur like, to make the noise or whatever, but there was this one really cool dinosaur toy. And I just remember there was a little guy. He kept peeking around the aisle and looking. And so I would let the dinosaur, like, or no, yeah, it had a controller. It walked too. And so I would control it to go towards the little boy. And oh my gosh, it's like this little boy went and covered his mouth because he was shocked. He was like, "Is it walking towards me? Oh my gosh." And but it's like I just love how like when the mom's like, "What are you looking at?" And then the mom's like, "Oh my gosh." And so then I allowed the mom to take control or play with it and everything. And she ended up buying one, and then she bought a second one because she was like, "Oh, his cousin's gonna love one. Yeah, it's like he'll be jealous. Okay, his birthday's next month. Here we go." Speaking of birthdays, see, tied together. Anyway, but yeah, it's like, oh, video games. I did the ones at Best Buy, and I remember one of my favorite experiences. I There was this one the Connect. Oh my gosh, I love the Connect. But I worked that one. I think I did two different shifts of that one. One was like a 3 day, one was a 4 day promo. And I know I had the Flint location, I think both times for that series. Because, yeah, I did video games quite a few times too. And I remember I had the Disney one, and there was this one little boy in a wheelchair, and his family was coming around. He kept peeking over, he kept looking over while his parents were shopping. And so, like the third or fourth time when I saw him, I was just like, hey, I need your help. I want to play the train game, but I need a partner. And he kind of looked around and he was like, I can't play. I was like, what? Yeah, why not? And I'm just like, come on, why not? And he was like, and he points at his wheelchair. And his mom was just like, yeah, sorry. And I was just like, no, 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 that's no excuse. Come on, we're gonna have some fun today. And so I give him directions, like we set him up with his character and everything like that. And so his mom adjusts his wheelchair, and I was like, okay, so we're gonna play the train game. And so it's like I think I was able to show him a demo of it and everything. And I was like, it's all about the arms, okay? And I was like, okay, let's lock your wheelchair, make sure we don't, And so it starts, and we're just going, and we're moving, and we're like, and oh my gosh, the smile on this little boy's face. And the mom is shocked. And we're like, and I was like, oh, okay, we gotta beat this other one. Oh my gosh, yeah, we gotta shift. Oh, we gotta change tracks or whatever. And it's like, it was so cool, so amazing. And I just remember like after we were done, it's like he was smiling. He was like, "Oh my gosh, I did it! I did it!" And the mom was like, "You did do it! Oh my!" And so she bought the game, and I'm not gonna act like I was the best salesperson. And at the same time, I don't like sales. I don't like when I trying to force somebody into buying something, but I love the fact when I can find people who would have a general interest and a general love for that. Like, cause yeah, like I'm not a materialistic person, so I liked hunting down people who I thought would find whatever product I was selling useful and not collecting dust or mold or anything. Because yeah, I did a lot of grocery store ones too. That's why I said mold. So, but she bought a copy, and it's like I remember that day, like some of the Best Buy employees were watching me, and they were just like, "You are so happy, you are so excited," and it was just like you bring out this vibrant, blah 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 whatever, and it's like they were so sweet. And I remember when I came back, one of the managers was like, "Oh, my girl is back, my girl is back," and it just felt really amazing. And there was a lot of times where yes, I mean I don't like the sales numbers. That's one thing I cannot stand. I understand it because they want to make money, but at the same time, It's like, if you allow me to find you the people who I know who would love this product and use this product, it's like, I want to find the people that will brag about the item to other people, because people to people sales is the strongest. And when I say people to people, I mean friends, family, acquaintances, coworkers. And because I'm the salesperson, I'm not that person. I'm not the person to person that they're looking at, because they don't know me, but someone who they have a connection and a trust and a bond with. And so that was something that I was really good at, because I remember, even, was it a jewelry store? I think it was something jewelry related, but I remember I saw this one woman. Oh, her outfit was on. Oh, like, her outfit was so nice. And so I remember when she walked up, I was like, oh, who's going on a date tonight? And so her and I, we ended up having like a 10-15 minute conversation. And I complimented her, because I was like, she was absolutely stunning and beautiful. And so it's like, so while she's looking at the items or whatever, I'm showing her ones that would match her outfit, or like, since her personality was really bubbly like me, so then I was like, okay, since we have similar personalities, let's see if we have the same type of taste and stuff. So, and it was just so funny, because I think this was like a 1 to 2 week promo. Do you know how many of her friends she texted? Almost all of her, like, it was like every day, like almost by the hour. It's like, or not every hour, but like maybe 1 o'clock, then 2 o'clock, then 4 or 5 o'clock or whatever. Then the next day, then 2 o'clock, and then four, like, or 4:30 or whatever. And it was just like all of these people who knew her. It's like, and they told her, she told them to go to me, because they were just like, oh, she's so nice. And oh, it's like, I forgot what all we talked about, but a lot of her front, like, I think it was like, even maybe with our education, we both have higher education. And it's like, I want to start a business, and she has her own business. So yeah, I was asking for, what are your tips, what's your advice? And it's like, I want to get a her business card, but in our country, like, we weren't allowed to get tips, or I forgot what you call the term, whatever. It was been years ago, but, and so it's like, and I didn't want to interfere. I didn't want her thinking I was trying to just pry for her information. But oh my gosh, she would have been such a cool network. Oh my gosh. And I would have loved to go to, like, even if not business wise, I would have just called her up. Can we go to brunch? Or shopping with her. Oh, like I said, her outfit was so nice. But every day I met my sales goal, because I found the right person to, next thing I know, she let all her people know. And like, her people alone, I met my target every day. And even the owner was like, how are you doing this? And I'm like, I talked to the right people. And like, he was like, oh, I love it. I love it. So, um, let's see. But okay. And I give those examples kind of for a reason, because like I said, I've done jewelry and video games, toys, grocery store, like with cheese. Oh, there was this one Hawaiian jam. Actually, it was absolutely delicious too. Because I remember, like, I wanted to cheer them on and support them. So I had the leftover of my sample, but I forgot what fruit it is. But it's more of like, a Hawaiian based type of fruit. Like, I don't know, it's not that or I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not common, but we don't eat it on a regular basis or whatever. But it was so good. No, oh, I sold that too. I sold that one really well. Because, oh yeah, I looked up recipes. Because I think I had to, like, about a week's notice on this promo. So I went online and looked up different recipes with like jelly and things and preserves that people could use. And I forgot what time it wasn't. I think it was the fall. So, and like, usually it's like people want to start getting ready for the holiday season, for like Thanksgiving and stuff. And so sometimes I'd be like, are you hosting for Thanksgiving? And then I would show them the recipe and show them the jelly. And they're just like, oh, ooh, Okay, yeah, that would have some good flavor and stuff. So next thing you know, bam, another sale. And so, okay, but here, like with the handicapable black woman, I'm gonna give you some tea about how being a promotional model, I mean, it didn't ruin my life, but I thought it was gonna help my career goals because I've always wanted to work for a marketing and advertising agency. And I kind of started working promotions by accident. So I'm gonna tell that story after this series, actually, because yeah, I was the butterfly girl, and I got spotted and recruited and taken out of the zoo. Oops. But I like while working promotional modeling, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like working all of these type of marketing and advertising. This is perfect. And then I learned about the training and stuff because I was just about to apply for grad school, but I didn't know in what yet. And so next thing I know, because yeah, I graduate from college, and since I didn't have a job within 30 to 90 days, I forgot exactly how. Oh no, I graduated in December. And so then I was looking for a job. But yeah, classes end before December or whatever. But my parents were like, okay, it's January now. You still don't have a job. You need to find a job. And I was looking for a job, but also applying for grad school because I'm like, okay, since I am applying for jobs, I'm not getting any calls. Maybe it's because I need a master's or experience in something or whatever. And so what I did was, um, yeah, it's like I was applying for marketing companies, but also office work. So then if I can be a receptionist somewhere that also needs marketing help, that would help my resume, but it was getting me nowhere. And then I found out it's because of my name. People think, do you know how many business people think I misspelled my name on my resume to the point where I literally had to change my name just to get calls? And then some, yeah, we'll get to the racism another time, another day. Okay. But yeah, I worked at the zoo and I became the butterfly girl, or I got nicknamed the butterfly girl. And someone saw my presentation, saw my personality, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you are adorable. Okay, here's my card." And then I went and interviewed my first promotion company. I was booked with Starbucks. I did that for about, I worked with Starbucks, I think 3 or 4 years, something like that. Might have been 5, but I think it was 3 or 4. But we worked all around Michigan and even out of state sometimes. Yes, Chicago, Philadelphia, um, Ohio, and other places and stuff too, but like not too far because there were a lot of teams around the US and stuff. So there was a little trout. Usually when we worked out of state, especially Chicago, it was because the Chicago team needed help or more support, or they already had one promo going, so then they needed another team to go to another location within their area. It was kind of cool. But anyway, so it's like, so I did that and I kept trying to work promotions, but then some people would be like, why do you walk like that? Or sometimes I would work one promo and they're like, we don't know if we can hire you again because of how you walk. Or are you going to get surgery on that? Or even with my rate, like sometimes the people hiring would be like, so which one of your parents is white? Neither. And then they look confused. And I'm just like, this is why they need to teach diversity, equity, and inclusion in class. Because if people think they have the audacity to come up to me and ask me which one of my parents is white, or why do I talk so proper, or when I say that I invest or starting a business or anything like that, yeah, you don't know the racism questions they have, especially based off of my business, because some of them ask me um, stereotypical questions, or like, oh, are you trying to start a business with weaving hair? No, my business doesn't have anything to do with hair. Or I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna probably need a part three. My bad, my bad. But sorry, it'll be good tea, good tea. But to finish off though, I worked so hard, and I worked so many promos, and there were some promos they didn't like how I walked, or I had to wear certain shoes, but those certain shoes were hurt my feet so much, and I didn't know about my medication. Or well, okay, I know about the medication I need now. Well, I didn't know about my disability. I didn't know about the assistance that I needed. I didn't know I should have been having physical therapy all throughout my life. I had no clue. I had no idea. And so, sometimes I would go to work in different shoes because I didn't know, and I knew, well, I didn't know that I would have had a good reason to have a doctor's note, because every time I asked for a doctor's note, my doctor would laugh at me or call my mother, and then I would get yelled at by my mother. And so I learned, do not get a doctor's note. And it's like, either don't wear the right shoes or wear the right shoes. But when you get home, don't be surprised if your feet are bleeding, literally, or bruised up, or like, because I was already going to be in pain. That was not going to be a question. But yeah, but I worked even for Santa during the holidays. Oh my gosh, one of the best Santas was at the Great Lakes Crossing location. He even knew some American Sign Language, and I did too. So sometimes when the kid would sign to me, I talked to Santa, and I'm like, I know. And I was like, you were so great. And I was like, and I learned, as I had to make sure I knew how to do, and I know you're on the good list and everything like that. So it was like, it was a great and amazing experience. But I remember even that promo specifically, some of the girls were trying to get, so many of the people were trying to get me fired. And I still don't know why. I know one of the girls, I didn't post the story yet, but I know there was a Wendy's promo where there's, real quick, because don't worry, I tell the story, I'm going to find the video, but I didn't know her fiance was working the promo, and the guy was hitting on me throughout the entire promo. I didn't know who he was. First time I ever met him, he gave me his number and started texting me during the promo. Um, I don't even know how he got his phone because I left mine in my purse. But when I got in my car, I saw that he texted me, and he told me he texted me. But I was like, "How'd you get caught with that?" But anyway, it's like every time he would pass by me, he would be like, "You're so beautiful. Oh, your smile just makes me so happy," and just like all those kind of smooth, like he was like love bombing and everything like that. But his fiance was on the other side of the field. But yeah, almost every time I worked for, every time I saw her since then, I was like, dang it, because she wanted me fired from every single event. And then all of the promo people were her friends, so then she would tell them. So I guess I know why people hated me, but they didn't realize. I had no idea. I would have never, like, I didn't date him or anything. After I found that out, I wanted nothing to do with him. But anyway, thank you for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too. I'm going to spill some more tea, but just know I'm going to have some Reddit stories, and oh, I've got some screenshots. I've got some screenshots. But please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my books and my novel. Trust me, my novel, if I can talk, will be coming out pretty soon. Bye.